Okay, good afternoon everybody. Welcome to Maths Live. As ever, I've got some challenges up to start. Carrying on from yesterday, we're going to have a go at multiplying a decimal with a whole number and dividing a decimal by a whole number. Just a quick recap and then we'll go on to today's topic. So I'll give you a few seconds to have a go, or about a minute to have a go at that. Off you go. Wow, you guys are quick today. Some people already putting up the answers. Hi, Zaina from London. Brilliant. Hi, Lindsay from York. Oh, wow, Hannah, you've already put an answer. Brilliant. Hi, Lucia in Stockport. Harry in Nottingham. Well done, Harry. Sam from Nottingham. 2 from Nottingham. Brilliant. Keep watch of that. Start taking this down. Thought I'd wear another colourful item today. I love colour. Keeps us all happy. There we go. Hope you've all had a nice day so far, nice and warm. It's going to be super warm tomorrow. Super warm for April. There we go. Okay. Get this ready up here. So we've got our 4 here. 72.92. So I hope you've done the bus stop method. Sure you guys have, because you're fab. Let's have a look. Any more shout outs before? Again? Say hi, Mum. My mum's watching. Hi, Mum. Ben from Stockport. Hello, Ben. Ellie, age 7 from Chelmsford. Hi, Ellie. Hi, Lily Rose. Lily Rose is always ready for maths, always super ready. Right, let's get started. So, recapping from yesterday, we were dividing and multiplying decimals. So, remember here, we're dividing this number by 4. So we say how many 4s go into 7. So we do our 4 times table. We know that only 1 4 goes in there because 2 4s are 8. So we do our 1 at the top, and then we carry the rest over. So 4, 5, 6, 7. So we carry our 3 over. So how many 4s are in 32? So 1 4 is 4, 2 4s are 8, 3 4s are 12, 4 4s are 16, 5 4s are 20, 6 4s are 24, 7 4s are 28, 8 4s are 32. Wasn't that nice that it fits in? Decimal point, don't forget your decimal point. By the way, count along with me when I'm doing my times tables, that's absolutely fine. How many 4s are in 9? Well, 2 4s are 8, and then we've got 1 left over, which makes our 2 then becomes 12. And how many 4s are in 12? 3. So the first answer is 18.23, and I have seen that pop up a lot, so well done. Let's go down here, keep saying pen colour. So, first of all, put the decimal point in, so then you don't forget. So, I'll put my note. So 2 times 6 is 12. I'm going to put my 1 down there today, just feel like it. 6 8s. What are 6 8s? Say it out loud. Say it to your mum, say it to your dad, say it to your brother. 6 8s, 48. Plus 1, 49. And then 3 6s, 1 6 6, 2 6 is 12, 3 sixes are 18, and then 19, 20, 21, 22. So that's 229.2. Let's have a look. Yes, well done. Brilliant. Well, nearly. I know some of you might have forgotten to do the extra cross, but no, they look really, really good. Well, I say, like, Harry, you did absolutely brilliantly there. A lot of them still coming in. Oh, hello. Saran. Is it Saran in London? Is Stanmore? I know where Stanmore is. It's right at the top of London. Brilliant. Oh, there's people from all over the country today. Well, thank you for joining us. So, for those of you who it is your first lesson, this week we've been looking at decimals. We've become an expert at decimals. We've done decimal place value. We've been adding and subtracting decimals. We've been multiplying and dividing decimals in 3 days. Today, we're going to put decimals and compare them with fractions. And that involves us going back to Monday's lesson when we were doing decimal place value. So, I'll do a bit of explanation first, and then I'll let you guys have a go. And we'll look at those 3 challenge questions that I gave you. The challenge questions, you're not sure what I'm talking about? Challenge questions go on my page every morning at 10 o'clock. And you've got that time between now and the lesson to have a go at them. Okay, don't worry if you don't, because we'll go through them. So, decimal place value. We'll go back. So, if we put 0 point, so we know that the 0, the number, or it can be 3 as well. Any number before the decimal point could be 8. Any number before the decimal point is the whole number. Okay? But I'm going to always keep it at 0, because I'm not focusing on the units or the tens or the hundreds. I'm focusing on the tenths and the hundredths and the thousandths. And being a snake, I'm only focusing on those decimals. So the first point after the decimal point is the tenths. The second point after the decimal point is the hundredths. And the third point after the decimal point is the thousandths. We don't have ones when we're talking about decimal places. And they continue, you can say 10 thousandths, 100 thousandths. And why we need to know this today is because it relates very, very close to fractions, okay? The link between decimals and fractions is that they're both part of a number, okay? Decimals is less than 1. So if you have, for example, 0.4, you have less than 1. There's no ones there. So the decimal part is you've got 4/10. And it's the same with a fraction. Okay, so let's split a number up. So say if we have a pizza, okay, and there's 10 parts. So 1, this relies on my drawing skills here. So 1, 2, 3. So it should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right. So 0.4. That would mean that out of the whole part, okay, the whole section, there'll be 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Why have I drawn a pizza in 10 parts? Because if I count all those pieces, it makes 10. And 10 as a decimal across there would be 1 whole. So that's a whole pizza. And out of that whole pizza, there's just 4 parts. So not the whole pizza, just 4. And as a fraction is where we've got the top number and the bottom number. Say, can anyone remember what the top part of a fraction's called? Say it to someone in the house. Can you remember the numerator? The denominator. The denominator of a fraction is how many parts there are. So in this pizza, there are 10 parts. And how many parts are shaded? There are 4. So 0.4 decimal is the exact same as 4/10. And if you notice, we know that 0.4, it is 4 tenths. And it's 4 tenths. I'll show you another example. We're only focusing on fractions that have the denominator of 10 or 100 or 1,000 because of the link, okay, because of the link between decimals. So if I have 0.27, and I'm going to do it as a fraction, here I'm in my tenths, but I'm also in my hundredths, okay? Now, because I'm in my hundredths as well, my denominator has to be out of 100, okay? Because if you've got 27 tenths, that doesn't really work. So it goes into the hundredths. So because it goes into the hundreds, can you see that it'll be then 27 out of 100, okay? Now I'll try it the opposite way around. So if I've got 7 tenths, my fraction is 7 tenths. You're saying actually what we already know is a decimal. 7 tenths is a decimal, we already know, is 0.7 because this is the tenths column. Tenths. So 7 tenths is 7 over 10. Yeah, see the pattern? And if we have, say, 93 over 100, that means we're going into the hundredths column. So 93 over 100 would be 0.93, okay? Because we've got our 90, which is our tenths, and our 3, which is our hundredths. We've gone across 2. So let me show you 3 examples. I'll put them all together. Say if I show you, let's say 0.4. So that would be 4 tenths. Okay? If I showed you 0.44, that would be 4 hundredths, because we've gone over 2 columns. If we had see if you still see this on the board, 0.444, where do you think that's going to go? I'm just going to close something that's come up on my computer. What do you think is going to happen here? What do you think is going to happen here? If 4 tenths has got 4 over 10, and 44 goes, 44, oh, I made a mistake there. If 44 goes to 44 over 100, there's another moment. Every lesson I have a moment. What do you think this is going to be? It's going to be 444 over, it's gone into the thousandth column. So that's how it works. If there's just one number after the decimal point, it's over 10. If there's 2 numbers after the decimal point, it goes into 100. And if there's 3 numbers after the decimal point, it goes into thousands. And so on, it can continue. So let's look at those 3. I'm going to put the 3 challenge questions up that I put on the board. Oh, my board's wobbling a little bit. I'll give you a few minutes just to have a go in case you hadn't had a try before. Let's see. So I'm going to get you to convert it. So 6 tenths. What is that as a decimal? What is that as a decimal? And 0.53. What is that as a fraction? Okay, let's have a go. I'm going to give you about a minute to have a go while I have a look at my shout out. Wow, there's a lot of messages. Hi Sam, hi Elliot, Adam and Chloe in Manchester, hello. Lily and Olivia from Bishop Stortford. That's a lovely place. Well done, Hannah. Hannah got it right. Uma from Northampton. Hello, one of my best friends lives in Northampton. Okay. That's fine. Hannah and her mum. So Rachel would like a shout out as well. No problem. Oh, some people saying it's their first lesson. Well done, Lucia. Well done on that last question. Okay. Evie's doing shouting out the correct questions. Go for it, Evie. Excellent. Okay. Oh, right, got some answers. Got some answers coming up. Hi, Zach. Oh, right. Okay. So, 6 over 10, we want it as a decimal. So it's going to be 0 point, and it's 6 over 10, 6/10. So it's just 0.6. Well done if you got that. The next one, we want as a fraction. Now, it goes into the tenths on our decimal, but also goes into the hundredths, which means it has to be over 100. There you go, so 53 over 100. Now, there was some people saying, what? There was one more. There was one more challenge question, Steph. Why have we not done the third one? Because it's always a little bit trickier, the third one. The third one was 0.04, and I like that as a fraction. So, as you can see, it has gone into the tenths. Even though that's a 0, remember, even though 0 as a digit means nothing, it's still a placeholder. It's telling us there's no tenths, but there are still 4 hundredths. And because it's gone into the hundredths column, it has to be over 100. And how many hundredths do we have? We have... I love doing that. I know I can't hear you, but you can hear you. 4. So it's just 4 over 100. Okay? Right, your turn now. Your turn, because I've done a lot of talking. So, I'm going to put lots of challenges up now. I'm going to put 3 at a time. I want you to have a go. So, are you ready? If you've got a piece of paper, get a new page ready. If you've got a whiteboard, clear it out. So, I'm going to write either a decimal or a fraction. Whichever I've written, I'd like you to do the opposite. So if I give you a decimal now, try and convert it into a fraction. And if I give you a fraction first, try and convert it into a decimal. So I'm going to put A. So A is 0.8. So I'd like that as a fraction. Number 2 is 0.32. I'd also like that as a fraction. Oh. B. C. Let's say 42 over 100. I'd like that as a decimal. There's the first 3, and then we'll have a go at another 3 after that. Let's have a look. Gosh, I've never seen so many comments. Brilliant. I'm going to try and find out. Hi, Lachlan. Well done. No problem, Rachel. Brilliant, Ellie. Someone said, someone's asked about what to do with reducing. Reducing means that if we have, with the fractions, you can have a number, you can have a fraction, but you can make it smaller. I am actually going to do that next week. So if you've got a fraction, you can actually make that fraction into smaller numbers, but I don't want to confuse with the place values, but well spotted. We are going to do simplifying or reducing fractions next week. Okay. Hi, Hiding and Kettering. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Thank you. Brilliant, Lily Rose. Well done. Well done, Ellie, Sam, Elliot, Hannah. Oh wow, you're doing really well, guys. You're already onto these ones. Okay, I'll give you 20 more seconds. This is really, really good. And hopefully it'll help you with the decimal place value as well. So, let's have a go. So, 0.8, we want it as a fraction. Now, 8 is in the tenths column, so it's going to be over 10. How many tenths have we got? 8. So it's 8 over 10. The next one, 0.32, it goes across into the hundredths column. So it's 32 over 100. Well, if you got that one right. And then 42 out of 100. Now, a way of doing this, you put your 0 point. Because you know it's 100, you could put 2 spaces if you want to make sure you're not confused. So you know it's over 100. We've got 2 here. 42. Right, well done. Now the next 3, bit more challenging. So if you got them right, you're like, all right, here we go. Don't worry if you got made a mistake anywhere. That's what learning's all about, making mistakes. Everyone who's joined my classes so far knows I make a mistake every now and again. Right, ooh, are we ready? So we'll go back to A. So 0.782. What is that as a fraction? B. 5 over 1,000. Ooh, what is that as a decimal? And then C. What is 87 over 1,000 as a decimal? Have a go, superstars. Brilliant. Oh, it's so nice reading your messages and having a go. Oh, well done. Brilliant. So there's so many, I can't actually read them all out. Everyone's just doing answers. You know who you are. If you're shouting those answers out, then well done. Mum, I hope you're doing this. Okay, it is a little bit trickier. Take your time. You could maybe do the answer and then just look at it and think, oh, does that look right? Does that look correct? Have you got all the digits in the place? Okay, and then remember, we're only doing the fractions over 10, 100, or 1,000, so we won't go any bigger than that. Okay, I feel like I should go. Let me have a look. I don't want to go too quickly. Let's have a look. So, yeah. Let's give you 20 more seconds. We've flown through this. Flown through it. Okay, so if you're still working, that's fine. The first one, we're making it as a fraction. Okay. Now, we're actually going another decimal place further. So we've got tenths, hundredths, and thousandths. So we've gone into the thousandths, which means our denominator, the bottom of our fraction, has to be 1,000. How many thousandths? 782. So well done if you got that right. Now, with this one, we're doing it as a decimal. Okay? It's 5 over 1,000. Now, as you've seen up here, if it's 1,000, you're going to go 3 decimal places because you're going into the tenths, the hundredths, and the thousandths. This is a tricky one. How many thousandths are there? There are 5,000. So you go to the thousandths column. So here, you put your 5 in, and then all you need to put in between is nothing. Because in this fraction, there are no tenths, there are no hundredths, there's just thousandths, because we're only focusing on that. So that's your answer. Well done for giving it a go. Again, this is like sort of higher year 5, year 6 question, okay? And similarly here, if you're going into the thousandths again, so 0, and then you've got to go 1, 2, 3, and there's 87. So we've got over 1,000, so it's 7, 8, and 0. I'm going to show you why that is like that. I'm going to give you a different explanation. It's this answer because if we do 0 point and we've got a 1, 2, 3, remember it has to go across all 3 of them. Now, if we just put 8, 7, 0, that would actually, if there's a 0 after that, doesn't count. And can you see, if it's just that, that's a completely different fraction? Yeah, so again, 0 is acting as a placeholder in. It's budging up, it's shoving up that 87. It's saying, hey, move along. Okay, because you need to go into the thousands and the hundreds, and there are no tens here. Okay, hope that makes sense. Now, actually, that was my last question, but I'm sure we can do 2 more. Looking at the time, we can do 2 more. Why not? We can do 2 more. So, let's have a think. I'm going to do the opposite way around now. What is 0.002 as a fraction? So 0.002. Oh, I think I've got a mean one here. What is 0. And I'm being mean here, okay? 0.900 as a fraction. I am being mean, so if you get confused, don't worry. I'm just like pushing you that extra bit. The bits that we were doing at the beginning, if you got them right, amazing, that's where you're at. Okay, but these are really real challenge questions, red hot challenges. Well done, everybody. Well done, Ellie, cracking on with it. That's brilliant. Well done, Ben. Super. I'm glad you're enjoying it. And as soon as we've done this, I'll tell you about tomorrow, because tomorrow is going to be a really good lesson as well. Not that all lessons aren't good, but a particularly good lesson. So with this one, it's just like the one I showed you before. It goes into 1, 2, 3. So it goes across into the tenths, hundredths, thousands. So the denominator has to be 1,000. How many thousands have we got? 2. So it's 2 over 1,000. Now, this one is mean because there are 9 tenths. But there's nothing else here. The zeros could go on forever. And it means absolutely nothing. The zeros don't have any points in there. So actually, it's just 9 tenths. It's just 9 tenths. If the zeros are afterwards, continuously, and there's nothing else, it's just that. If it was 9.09, yes, it is important. It is important. I know there's a 0 there, but there's also a number in the thousands, and we can't forget that. So that would then become, okay, like I say, that was a mean question. Right. So, tomorrow, we're actually going to be doing pretty much the same thing, except I'm going to add in percentages. Decimals, percentages, and fractions are in the same family. They all mean part of a whole. So we'll be doing similar ones that we've done there. We'll start off, all right, and then I'll keep challenging you, but then I'm going to throw in percentages. So if you felt like, oh, I'm getting the hang of this now, definitely worth throwing in percentages because, like I say, they're so closely linked, and I think it'll help if you've not even, especially if you've not even done percentages before. It's not something you don't get to practice a lot at schools. Hopefully I can help from there. Straight after this video goes offline, I'm going to put a challenge question up for you, so I want you to have a go at that. And also later on today, later on this afternoon, parents, if you're in the room, I'm going to be putting up next week's lessons, what we're going to be doing next week. Okay, thank you for joining me. Thank you for all your shout outs. Evie and Darby. Brilliant, Zach. Let's scroll. Oh, so well done, Olivia. Well done, Lily. Well done, Lucia. Oh, there's so many people. Well done, Ben. Lachlan, Hannah. Oh, fantastic. Sorry if I haven't been able to shout it out. It's been crazy, the scroll today. Anyway, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.